and back in 6 hours.
You are the worst employee ever.
It is like a 3-hour drive to Abilene and back. Abilene, and then 3 hours back. I legitimately.
Most people would have taken their lunch in the car or stopped somewhere on the way back and had their lunch instead of showing back up.
Which is fine. But by DOT laws, I actually legitimately have to clock out if I get back in that vehicle again. By DOT laws, which is a federal law.
No, we understand that.
I know this because I've looked it up.
But the funny thing is that you didn't clock out for lunch. It was part of your drive time.
No, we were considered salary.
Worst employee ever.
No, I'm a great employee. I get all my work done. Okay? I don't complain about the things that I have to do.
You don't take initiative.
I don't want to take initiative. Just tell me what you want.
Hey,
give me a list of things
you know what else? You know what else sweeps the floor until the floor is beyond clean?
Janitors.
Roombas. All right, with that, let's start our podcast. What it do? Today, you're going to be gaining experience on how Draco is the worst employee ever.
I am not the worst employee. Just because I don't take initiative doesn't make me the worst employee.
If there was a Dundee for worst employee, you would win the Dundee for worst employee.
Give me a list of what it is you want me to do. I'll get it done.
Yeah, sweeping the floor for 10 hours. Roombas. I would have called you a Roomba.
Then I'll do it.
All right. Today on the mic, unfortunately, we will not be joined by our esteemed guest, Thor, but we do have... Who's in this way? Who's that way?
I don't know. Me? Maybe?
That's
Draco?
You.
Yeah, Draco. I'm this way.
And on the bottom...
DeHoffrin.
2 men on top, 1 man on the bottom. That's how DeHoffrin likes it.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, holding us up. We'll call him Atlas today. How's that?
That's on his shoulder, though, right?
All right. Let's start off with a very positive note. Draco, what would you like to talk about today?
All right. Full disclosure.
Here we go.
This is a true story.
Let's do it.
I want to talk about a gamer's rage.
Gamer's rage.
So what I want to know from y'all after I tell my story, I want to know each one of y'all a time that y'all raged so hard you raged at somebody next to you or around you. Or you broke something, or you did something just completely crazy. So, now I'm going to say this from the beginning. I was 200% in the wrong. I was wrong. I hurt someone's feelings. My bad. But for our 2 viewers who watch us, if you have a husband, a friend, or anybody who's raging at a video game, and you get in between them and that video game and tell them they're doing wrong or whatever, all you've successfully managed to do is take that rage and direct it straight at you. So, last night, I'm playing Apex, having a great time. I haven't played in a while, so I'm basically trash. I pick up a gun called a Havoc, which has a massive recoil. I'm pointing at a guy who's probably 2 meters in front of me. I shoot the first bullet, the gun goes straight in the air, and I'm looking at the wall. So I'm attempting to pull the controller back down while the guy punches me to death. Okay? He punches me while I'm full auto firing a gun. I'm just trying to come down and hit him. I get no hits. He kills me. I rage. I start, it was like a snap rage, like one of those kids who just break stuff. I turn around and I start punching the chair I'm sitting in. It's a soft chair, okay? I start punching it. I'm cussing. I'm punching it. I am just going to town. What my other half, my wife, didn't like what I was doing. So she comes, and I'm on the mic. I'm on the mic with a friend, my friend Kevin, and she says to me, and I quote, "You should be embarrassed." In a very heated tone, "You should be embarrassed for the way you're acting. This is foolish." And she started berating me with a very angry tone. So all she managed to do was take my anger between me and the game. It's my inability to kill that person. So I'm mad at myself because I can't kill that person. But she took that anger and directed it at her. So I look at her and go, "You know what an embarrassment is? You're an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment to me." No, yep, see your faces? 100% wrong. 100%. She gets mad, takes the kids to the room. I had to suck up because I realized I was wrong because she took me in the heat of my moment, and I can't process. I couldn't process anything, but she said the word embarrassment, so all I could think of was the word embarrassment right back. 100% wrong. I will admit it. 200%. I need to suck some, toes or whatever to make up for it.
Toes.
Okay, or whatever it is my wife wants. Go buy flowers. Okay, 100% wrong, and I am not gonna lie about that. I was a dick, but I was super embarrassed because I was on the mic and he's listening to my wife yell at me. So he's repeating like, do I need to go? Are you in trouble? So he just basically logs off because I'm in trouble, which embarrassed him, which pissed me off even more that my friend just logged off because my wife just embarrassed me in front of my friend. So I'm like, who's an embarrassment? You're an embarrassment. Not right? 100%. So I spent the past 30 minutes when I got home sucking up and kissing her feet, basically. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was in the wrong. Now, after I calmed down, I got off the game last night. I walked in there. I'm like, hey, babe, I'm sorry. I am super sorry. Now, she's in tears. She's crying. She's super upset. I'm like, I'm trying to explain to her, look, when I'm raging in a game, just ignore me, move on, because it's not between you. It's between me and the game and my inability to kill that person or my inability to control that gun. I don't, sometimes I'll rage in a solo player game. I'll get stuck on a wall and people are beating the crap out of me and I can't get because I'm stuck on a wall. So I'll rage at the wall. But my thing is if you come between me and that rage, for anybody out there listening, all you've managed to successfully do is take that rage that person is having and direct it straight at you. So I want people to know, when you see your boyfriend raging, walk away. Just walk away. Don't yell at him for it.
What if you're one of those people, like all of our friends are, when you're raging, they like to pick at you?
Then you get the rage. You take on the rage yourself.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
All right, Dahafren, let's hear your rage moment.
Yeah, I want to hear y'all's rage moments.
I wish I had a rage moment that bad. I cannot recall a time that I've been so pissed off at a game that I took it out on somebody else. There have been many times when, because of work or just tiredness, that I've gone into full psycho rage mode and I've yelled about the stupidest thing, and halfway through yelling at somebody at home, realize that I am in the wrong, but I've dug myself too deep that I can't get out of it, and just changing my mind in the moment and admitting that I'm wrong is not what's gonna happen. It's like,
exactly.
And you're standing outside yourself and you see yourself and like, what the fuck are you doing? But fuck it, man, you're in too deep. Just go with it and pray for the best. Because at this point, now I will tell you, marriage counselor moment.
Oh.
When you went to your wife last night and you apologized, don't go, and this goes for all you other people out there, when you're in your rage moment and then you realize you're in the wrong and you go back and apologize. Yes, definitely apologize. But don't go with the, when I'm like this, don't do this, because that's only gonna, that's a conversation for 3 days later. In the moment, in the moment, all it is I'm sorry, I fucked up, I was wrong.
Because what you're effectively saying is you're at fault in this way.
Yeah. Yes, it's a backhanded apology. I'm sorry that I did this, but it's because you did that. Had you didn't do it, I wouldn't have done that.
True. So I need to go apologize for that. So, okay, all right.
But that, again, that's a conversation 3 days later. Just, hey, baby, back to when we did that. I'm so sorry, but please, in the moment, can you let me calm down, because I don't want to take my rage out on you. I'm going to try harder to catch myself so that I don't do that, but it would help me out so much if you just let me calm down so that I don't take out the wrong aggression on you. So in the moment, saying, I'm sorry, but you shouldn't have done that, or I only did it because you did that, is still telling them they're wrong.
I should totally I should try to
The
edit.
more you know.
I should probably try to edit like a shawl on you and like the sage glasses, the wizardly or the sagely advice.
Yeah.
I've got 2 rage moments, and they're bad.
Oh, and I hope it's one of them. Go
No, you're one of them. So, for everyone out there listening, the 2 viewers, we had a situation where we tried to stream a long time ago. We tried before all this free software and people were doing it left and right. Before it was like the hipster moment, before it was cool. We actually tried to stream. We tried to actually record our videos and stuff. This was probably like 10 years ago. And we were playing Minecraft. We played Minecraft a lot. Now, I don't like Minecraft. Minecraft to me is boring, all right? The only thing fun about Minecraft is the fact you get to like do shit with your friends. Well, if you don't notice about Draco, he only cares about PvP. He does not care about moving together. He does not care about a singular goal. He is a Roomba. That's what he is. He is a Roomba. He's out for himself. He has no idea about anyone's feelings or cares. He just sweeps the floor for 10 hours. Now, we're playing Minecraft. And in the original Minecraft, vanilla Minecraft, because that's a thing now, vanilla Minecraft, it's imperative to find a village to get to the really cool stuff that Minecraft has. It's imperative.
They were rare.
You have to find a village. Because that is the only way to get the Ender stuff, to get the Ender Dragon, to go to the Underworld, to do all that stuff. You have to find a village. So when we started playing, everyone had a role. The roles were dig a hole, start making a place to live. So we had one friend doing that. I had TJ going and chopping at grass, getting seeds so we can till the ground and get food so we can lure cows. This is all working towards a goal. We are building society in this server our friend had. And legitimately, I was out scouting, trying to find things, find best vantage points, all this stuff. And I happened to come over this ridge, and I only have 1 heart left, half a heart, because we haven't eaten in days. We're trapped in this world of make-believe and fantasy where we're huddling in a hole in the ground to survive. And we have no food, right? So we're starving, we're dying. And I go, oh, awesome, guys, I found a village. Well, on TJ's screen, you see him literally drop everything he's doing. He drops everything. We're talking wood, hose, wood stuff, no stone stuff. He drops all the stuff, and he starts running towards me. And you can see our screens as we're coming up. My screen's looking right at him. His screen's looking right at me. We both have half a health. And as we go, we come like this. We then start to keep locking eyes. We twist, right? Never breaking eye contact. Until finally we get to the point where we have to go our separate ways. I turn around to walk away. As soon as I turn around, I die. He hits me one time, and I die. And I have stuff on me that is really important to me. And I lose it. I fucking lose it. I start cussing at him. I start belittling him. I just start going. I go ballistic. Like, I'm green. I'm hitting my desk. I am done. I never want to play a video game with this guy ever again. I'm never streaming again. This is it. This is my towel. I am done with this life. I was the best man at his wedding. He was the best man at the wedding. I didn't give a shit. He killed me in Minecraft, and I was done. I was done. Now, folks, the problem with that is we were recording. But because we were recording with a very cheap person who refused to buy anything and refused to get legitimate software of any sort, unfortunately, that video was lost to the ages. And the second Rager quit...
You didn't talk to me for days.
I didn't talk to you for a long time.
like a week and a half.
I literally did. He would call. I wouldn't even answer. I just hang up.
Yeah, I didn't get invited to D&D
sessions. I didn't invite D&D. I didn't play video games
with me.
That's the second time him and I've rage quit.
All legitimate.
All legitimate.
That was totally justified.
Oh no, there's a second time too. Let me tell you the second time. Cut 2 years prior to that, we were playing World of Warcraft. And we're playing World of Warcraft together, and another friend of ours and Draco and myself and a couple other people were fighting this dragon. And we weren't 60 level yet. We weren't level 60 or level 70 yet. We weren't that high.
Yeah, we're like 51.
We were fighting this dragon. Yeah. I think we were actually over 60. We weren't 70 yet. No, yeah, we're in our 60s, not 70s.
Yeah, because it's Burning Crusade. Yeah.
It was Burning Crusade. That's how long ago this was. And kids, most people probably watching this were in high school or preschool when Burning Crusade came out. But legitimately, we're playing, and this wand dropped, and both Jacob was our priest and Draco was a sorcerer, a mage, and both of them needed this item. Well, Jacob had a green item, and Draco had a blue, and this was a blue item. They both had green wands or staffs. It was a staff, and Jacob did a greed roll because he didn't need it. He greeded it because he was trying to be nice. Well, then Draco needed the item. And anyone who knows WoW, need supersedes greed. So Draco got it because I threw greed on there because I was like, I don't even care if I get it or not. I probably just canceled. I didn't even probably roll. But Draco put need and got the item. And I said, hey, Jacob, why didn't you put the item in? Why didn't you put greed or need for it? He goes, oh, my staff's better. So I pull up his staff and I look at it. I'm like, no, it's not. And then Draco goes, yes, it is, Chaz. Quit asking this question. Leave it alone. Guys, no, it's not better. Now, I didn't know that what happened was, like a little dickhead, Draco just wanted the item. He didn't want Jacob to have it. So he convinced Jacob in real life to greed it, and Draco, being charismatic to Jacob as he could be, Jacob said, okay, whatever I can do for my cousin, I'm going to do it. Then, not even a level later, guys and gals, Draco unenchanted it. He broke it. He dissolved it for a stupid material. No, you hold on 1 second, sir. Then, what happened, Jacob was my cleric. He was supposed to be healing me, my priest. I'm getting beat by this dragon. We're about to win, right? We're about to win. I'm the main tank. We're about to win. And Draco looks over at Jacob and says, don't heal him. Don't heal him. Let him die.
With my rogue.
So I died. Now, as a main tank, you die. No big deal. But Draco then comes on and starts laughing at me. I said, well, dude, I die. Main tanks die all the time. No big deal. He goes, no. I told Jacob to stop healing you. I want you to know you died because you're a dick. I legitimately stopped playing with them for a month. He would invite me to a party, I would cancel. If I was in a party, he jumped on, I jumped out of the party. I hated him. For a straight month, I could not stand him.
Oh, God.
I was so angry, I was done. So in my personal life, my rage quit has caught me. It was of all the rage quits I have, because I've had a handful of them, 2 of them is because of this dickhead right there.
Okay, so hold on. Let me talk about it real fast. So when we fought the dragon the first time, I was on my character Merlin, who was also a staff user. But I already had that staff.
No, you didn't.
That dropped. Yes, I did. I disenchanted that staff immediately. You just didn't realize I needed it for enchanting materials. And the next time we played, we ran it again, like the next day. Chaz was being really mean. He was being really mean to me.
No, it wasn't.
My cousin was like, hey, he was being mean. I was like, hey, he's being a dick. Don't heal him. I'll solo it with my dragon. Wait till he gets almost, my rogue. Wait till he gets almost dead, the dragon, and I'll just solo the rest with evasion. And I just go solo.
No, you didn't. It was the dragon was, you were mage. It was your mage. It was Merlin. Because I even posted it on our guild chat, because the time we had one of the best guilds in the server. I posted on guild chat, hey, which one's better? And resoundingly, everyone came back with the blue. I looked at Jacob online and said, I told you you're wrong. Don't ever tell me I'm wrong again. And yeah, so.
No. You were right. That was better. I just needed the shard.
Yeah, you just lied to your cousin.
Enchanting materials.
You lied to your cousin and took it from him.
I enchanted his staff.
You're the worst employee ever, and you're the worst cousin ever. I just want you to know that.
Worst cousin ever.
I'm the best cousin.
You didn't even know your cousin moved away. You didn't even know your cousin moved away.
He didn't tell me. It's not my fault.
He
didn't tell me.
Call him, maybe.
He left. Okay? He didn't tell me until the day.
The guy who's known him for like 2 years down there knew he moved away. You didn't. You're his blood.
Because y'all play D&D with him.
You're his cousin who lives like you guys live in the same town. So anyways,
like 2 blocks apart.
I'm about to gamer rage right now on you because I'm just bringing back all these memories of how much I don't like you. Next subject, Chuck. What tickles your? Shut up. What tickles your fancy?
And that's why I let him die right there.
Shit. My fancy is being tickled by Magic Legends right now.
Okay.
It is a new MMO. So, for like we'll go 10 years. The last 10 years, I have been playing Magic the Gathering, the card game. Not online because of COVID, but in person. I would go to the shops and I would play Friday night Magic with my daughter and my husband. And then my husband stopped going because it wasn't fun for him. And then my daughter stopped going because that was the time that she was going to go hang out with her mother. And slowly I went away. But for the past 10 years of playing, I kept saying, I wish that they made an MMO of Magic. Because walking around, being able to planeswalk, and summon these cards would be epic. And everybody kept saying, oh, it's not going to happen. It's too hard. There's too many variables to go with it. How are you going to do creatures? How are you going to do this or that? And lo and behold, my prayers were answered. And they came out with Magic Legends. And at the beginning of this month, they came out with the open beta testing. And I have been playing my dream. And I am in love.
Now, do you think that it's going to stay? Because I was reading reviews on it, so we haven't played the game yet. But right now, there's a debate on whether it's going to become an MMO or if it's going to pivot and become an action RPG. What do you think is going to happen with that?
So,
because right now it's labeled as both.
If it stays at its current build, it's going to be an action RPG with online multiple users. Unlike WoW or my first MMO was SWTOR. Star Wars: The Old Republic, and in those, you've got your guilds, you've got the light side, the dark side. Every MMO has the good and the bad, and epic raids, world bosses, and stuff. This doesn't have any of that. You run through certain worlds. And there are certain storylines where you have to go in and run dungeon crawl, if you want to call it that, where you need other people in it to help you. And you get 2-3 other people who need to run that quest as well to go through it with you. But other than that, it is solely a one-person thing. You don't run around with somebody else. I guess you could, but you don't need to run around with somebody else to fight the end boss of this story on this world or do this or that. The only thing it has is on one of the worlds, you can go and battle PvP. And other than that, it's solely just your story. And that's the part I don't like about it, is it really doesn't have that MMO feel.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Watching your reviews on it, I'm not a big fan of pay to win games, monetizing a game like that. That's one of my biggest downsides to like monetizing, because I played Diablo 3 and I thought Diablo 3 was an amazing game. I think the artwork is great, voice acting was great, storyline was great. It picked up right where Diablo 2 left off. I was really getting ready to like dig my heels in Diablo 3 and do like raid runs with my buddies and like loot runs with them. And I was all excited, but then I found out that the game was broken unless you use the auction house. And then the auction house was so corrupted because of they had a way to make real money off of it. So I know this company that developed it is Perfect World Entertainment, and I think the developer is who's the developer? Cryptic Studios. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So I was reading a lot of the reviews on it. It looks interesting. Like I think you're gonna have to really be into the lore to like this game. What do you think?
Definitely. You have to be into the lore and the original gameplay of the cards. Now, you don't get the minimum deck quantity in a regular in-person card game is 50, I think, under 50, but I always do a minimum of 60 cards in my decks when I'm playing. But you could have, as long as you reach the minimum, you could have as many cards, and I've seen people play with a stack of 100 cards or more in an in-person game. This one, they limit you to like 14 cards, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 cards that you're allowed to draw from. And you have a hand size of 4, which makes a little bit more sense for the gameplay aspect of it. And they compensate that by allowing you to boost the powers. You add in upgrades to make the cards more powerful. So because you don't have a big, huge draw stack to get from, your cards become more powerful. Damn it, I forgot where I was going with that.
Well, so it's very interesting because it sounds like a lot of companies, like when you start looking at like the monetizing of games, you see a lot of companies like starting to go towards like mobile gaming, because that's some billion-dollar industry, million-dollar industry. And looking at numbers and statistics, it looks like companies are going to have to start really focusing on that mobile aspect, because you have people out there like Draco here who they've pretty much given up on PC gaming.
I'm not big on mobile gaming though.
But you're not big on PC gaming. You're only big on console.
I'm not big on PC gaming because I don't have a PC.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like,
games.
If my PC went down, like let's say water fell on my PC right now and I lost most of it, I would be out the next day or whenever I can financially do it with getting a PC.
True.
All right, like if your Xbox, like let's say God forbid, knock on wood, I'm knocking on wood right now. Everyone can hear that? Knock on wood. If you go inside and your kid has put a lollipop inside your Xbox and your Xbox is gone, it's gone. How long would it take for you to go get an Xbox?
Next paycheck.
Next paycheck, so probably tomorrow.
Yep, probably. I'm a console gamer.
Now, what if you can't afford it?
But there's a reason why I'm a console gamer. Okay? I could buy a digital copy and play it on 2 different Xboxes at the exact same time.
Sure.
On a PC, I can't do that.
Sure.
So me and my kid can play at the same time. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but that's not the only reason. You want it just to work. And I get it. I get that. Like, consoles is push a button, it works. But let's say if let's say your Xbox breaks and you can't afford it, when would you get the Xbox?
First chance I had.
You see what I'm saying?
Available.
So, what do you think? Yeah. Do you think they're going to go mobile with this one, Hoffman, or do you think?
No, they already have a mobile version of it. I used to play it as well, and it's got sort of the same aspect of it, except you're not really doing anything. You're drawing the cards, placing them out, and it's Magic Arena. I believe.
Yeah,
is
I
what
just
it's called.
downloaded that. Yeah, I just downloaded it a couple days ago.
You get your planeswalker, you get your cards, you put your cards in there. You've got your draw pile gains power over time. How you place them, where you place them, along with your planeswalker. It goes across the screen to attack the other towers until you destroy the other person's side. That's the basic, and that's the best way to make it into a mobile game. This one, if they stick to the way it is now, would be better as a console type dealio.
What are you playing it on right now?
Storyline. Right now, I'm playing it on the PC.
Now, is it cross-platform? Do you know?
As far as I know, no. It's only PC right now. But like I said, if it comes out of beta and they just stick to this format that they're doing right now, it really is a storyline. It's like our Dungeons and Dragons games on the Xbox. You run through a story till you reach the end. With the added bonus of you can go and fight people one-on-one. They really need to make they already have world bosses. They need to make epic scenarios that you go into, you invite a party in, or you do a raid with your guild to make it more of an MMO and keep people engaged. Right now, I don't need you to join me in this like World of Warcraft. There's no point or need to have my friends come on and we do raids or do something. And that's what this game is lacking. In Magic the Gathering, there are creatures they call slivers.
Yeah.
Which basically they're if you've ever seen Starship Troopers, that's what they look like, the giant
The arachnids?
bugs. The arachnids. But they have the ability to take on all the aspects of any other sliver that's next to them. So I've got one that has flying. Any other sliver that goes into play, because they're next to that one, they gain flying. There's another one that has double strike, which means they could attack twice before you even have a chance to hit. One of them has it. Now they all have it. That would be an awesome, epic raid for anybody who joins in, is to go to this one server and have to fight and fend off these things that get more powerful the more there are of them. They don't have that right now.
Now, would you...
So like,
oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Would you classify this more as a deck building? Would you classify it more as an action RPG? What would you classify it as MMO? Like, where would you classify what type of gamer is going to be going into this?
Action RPG deck builder. You still got the aspects of not only do you gain cards. Anybody who's played Magic, they still have the enchantments. They still have the spell cards. They still have the creature cards. They still have armor. Armor only works for you. You can't equip them onto your creatures, but you can put enchantments on the area around you. You can enchant your own creatures. You can summon creatures, and then with your own stuff, you gain all the equipment. You get to choose what you upgrade, along with your spell cards, how you upgrade them, what you wear. So there's that aspect of it, but it's more, like I say right now, it's more of a RPG.
So yeah, 'cause it's funny as you talk about these, I'm starting to see like an insurgence of action RPGs. Like, I know the same company, Perfect World Entertainment, does Torchlight 3, and a couple other games.
Good game.
What's that?
Good game. Torchlight?
Yeah,
Good game series.
Torchlight 3, yeah, it's pretty fun.
Just
But
playing Diablo too.
well, did you hear about the news about Diablo 2?
Yeah, they're bringing it back.
No.
And
They
they're
just
bringing out
started
the expansion.
They just started the alpha testing this weekend or today. So very few people are lucky that Blizzard's going to let them play 7 classes in the new Diablo 2. So that means we're probably, about a year from getting Diablo 2. Do you think this game will hold up when an action RPG, the level of Diablo 2 comes out?
I think so. Diablo 2 was like probably one of the best.
Yes.
Best ones.
If they change it and stop calling it an MMO, which they promised me when I first got it going, it's going to be this awesome MMO. If they go away from that and just classify it as an action RPG, I think it will hold up against all the other action RPGs. I just want to see that it have more of a need for guilds, a need for raids aspect to it.
Now, what do you think, Draco? Like, you kind of know the lore. Would the lore be enough to drive you in? Because it is going to be coming out for the Xbox One. I do believe it's already out for the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Diablo 2?
No. Magic Legends.
Yeah, I'd definitely play it.
Well, would you go out and buy it, or would you?
Well, with the gift of being in an Xbox, a lot of things come out on the Game Pass. So I might be able to, like, the game Outriders just came out. Amazing game, brand new. If you want to play it, you have to pay $60, but I get to play it for free.
Well, it's not free.
How much is the Game Pass?
It's $15 a month, but you gotta
that's
have
not
the game.
bad.
Yeah, but you gotta have the Game Pass to get online access for Xbox anyway. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. It's like I think I have to pay like $2 more. That's it. But the game Outriders is also crossplay, and it's basically like a cross between like Destiny, Gears of War, but it's made by this company Square Enix that makes Final Fantasy.
Oh, everyone knows Square Enix, yeah.
Yeah, so it's an amazing game so far. So I mean, it just came out, so it has its glitches, but it's still good. But honestly, if they brought Magic over to Xbox, I'd definitely play.
It's on there,
especially if it was cross-platform. I would definitely 100% play it.
It needs
I'm
to be
all about the
cross-platform.
cross-platform.
But in order to do that, it has to have the other aspects. Like I said, Star Wars: The Old Republic was the first game that I played as an MMO, and they had games that you could play with people. One of them was a football type game where somebody would grab the ball and you had to run over and make it to the other goal, but they got to beat the crap out of you. You could try to pass it over to your friends, and you got points for every goal you made, every person you killed who had the ball, every pass you made. And then there was also another one you could run that was basically capture the flag, where you would run through this area and try to open up the door to get to the next room, and you had a time limit to get to the third room and destroy this box thing. And there were 2 rounds. One round where you're trying to make it through, and the other people were the defender, and then it switched to where the defenders become the attackers. And aspects like that would make it much more fun, especially with the Magic the Gathering spells aspect to it.
Well, the game sounds good. I mean, unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to grip me, but because my Nintendo Switch has got me by the short hairs. I mean, every game is coming out for that. Like I'm dying to see Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I won't buy it digitally because I have the physical copy coming from Limited Run Games, because I'm starting to get into my physical copy collection, which everyone can see right there. Diablo 2 is going to get me because, I mean, Diablo 2 is one of the best action RPGs I've ever played. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's funny is I started like really taking inventory of how many RPGs I have that I just need to sit down and actually play. Like I have Chrono Trigger for the DS that I went and got because like that game's getting hard to find because DS is discontinued and stuff like that. And I'm like, I haven't even played it yet. And then just a plethora of others.
It's a good game.
Well, it's like I've got Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 for the Nintendo Switch that I started because Baldur's Gate 3...
I need to come over to see that gameplay. I need to see how it plays.
Definitely.
Well, no, you'll come to my house. Your house is haunted. I won't do that.
To be honest about new games, I've actually had a really hard time finishing games. I'll start them, get super into them, and then I won't be able to. Like, I haven't even finished Breath of the Wild. I got 80 hours into it and quit.
That is stupid. That is one of the games I have trouble finishing games, but Breath of the Wild was just so fabulous that you just keep going.
Yeah, like I'm legitimately on the last boss. All I gotta do is go fight him. Then I just stopped playing games for some reason.
Well, it's you have to categorize. It's like with me dealing with my attention problems, I have to compartmentalize everything. I have to say on this date I'm playing retro. So like Sundays are my retro days. These days I'm playing RPGs. I'm playing this. When I'm in bed, like right before I go to bed, I'll go get my DS out and I'll start knocking some DS games out. The Switch with the convenience of the Switch. I know he's going crazy over there.
He does his hair flip, checks his nails. Tell me how you doing.
I have no idea about that. I don't know what that song is.
Feeling good as hell.
You got me on that one, buddy. But I know from the way that like Draco's face is looking, we might have to cut the podcast short. Only like 20 minutes or so.
He's getting a little randy there.
Little randy. Basically, I did a lot of research when you told me about the game you're looking at. Looked at like the monetizing, the companies, things like that. I'm interested in it. Game Rage, thank you for making me hate you again. Probably won't talk to you tomorrow on our daily conversations. And yeah. All right, everyone get comfortable. Chuck, or Dahoffrin, sorry.
All right.
Let's say goodbye.
Remember, Winx Saga. We need to watch that so we get the second season. It's already promised to come, but we want the second season and the third season and all the other seasons with that. The other one is Julie and the Phantoms, Sunset Curve. Watch that on Netflix. I want to see the second season. It is totally a Disney High School Musical vibe, but it's entertaining to me. You don't like it, put it on, play, leave the room. Just let it run so that it gets the views. And share, if you're watching, call me. We really need to hang out.
Share, if you're watching, we're going to be... I think we're about to hear Storybots playing. My 4-year-old just activated my TV. Share, if you're watching, Dahoffrin needs a doll set.
A doll set, yes. He sold his...
To pay for rent.
I really think what happened was there was an outfit he couldn't live without.
You cut out on us.
Sorry. I really think that there was an outfit he couldn't live without.
No, that was back in the day for rent. Arg.
All right, Draco, say goodbye in your own unique way.
Goodbye.
Sounds about right.
Wait, if you play Apex or Outriders and you need a friend,
we'll put his gamer tag in the description so our 5 viewers see it. Well,
that's right.
That's been another game. That's been another session of the And the Party Games experience. Like always, you have the incomparable Draco, because he's cut out, and the fantastic
Dahoffrin,
and as always, Chaz, which reminds you that even when you rage, you're still held accountable for your actions. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.